So team, we're going to clarify all of our ViPR holds for both LMT1 and LMT2. Now, this board is more for my benefit than your benefit. You will now have a chance to see our full one-sheet document which has all of the ViPR holds on it, which are more necessary for LMT2. In LMT1, you will notice that the appendix remains the same with the photographs, which do all of the holds in LMT1 justice. There have been a few tweaks to the descriptions or names that we've called them in LMT1, so make sure when you download your new manuals from the distributor portal that you take a look at the new names. I'm going to run through everything with you now and provide you a little bit of background where necessary. So we're going to kick this off in LMT1. It pretty much remains the same. We have our neutral hold first, which is holding the ViPR by both of the handles. We then can take it to wide hold. Now, when we're working wide hold, I always like to add the comment that it's better, if we want rigidity of the ViPR, to hold the ViPR by the seam, by the spine of the ViPR. So from here, and I get people to have a practice, it's more rigid here than it is through holding the middle of the ViPR. So that's something to be aware of. Then from there we take it to a narrow hold, so that is holding on the ViPR on the very inside of the two handles. And then from there we take it up into what we call our front carry. Our front carry, we're looking to keep the elbows nice and wide. We're looking at placing our hands within the single grip. It doesn't matter how many fingers or thumbs or whatever you have in this grip, it's what's comfortable for the individual. There is always the option not to put fingers in the hold, but keep the front carry with the hands on top of the ViPR. All are perfectly acceptable descriptions of a front carry. From there, when we look at our one hand hold, our single hand hold, we're looking at a cylinder on end, and we're also looking at now what we've reverted to calling a farmer's carry. We've called this a farmer's carry. You may have seen it as a shovel, a one-handed shovel grip. We have another shovel which is a two-handed hold. So because of that, we wanted to distinguish the two. Therefore, we've reverted to the farmer's carry. And being that we are a farm strong tool and that it was born out of the idea of farm strength, we wanted to almost give our background and our history a little nod by calling this a farmer's carry. In LMT1, what I would always also try to do, depending on the room in front of me, is also ask them to spend a couple of minutes trying to explore their own holds. So once I've run through the holds in LMT1, I would say to the group in front of me, hey, why don't you now try and find some carries that we haven't got on the list and see what you can come up with. I think this is a good way to get them thinking above and beyond what we've given them. We always want our participants to go deeper and we facilitate that depth. So think about allowing them to find their own holds as well. What I'd also make sure that you do in LMT1 is let them know that, hey guys, this is just the beginning as far as our holds are concerned, and when you get to LMT2, we will be expanding your hold library. So let's look at LMT2. LMT2 has all of the above holds, but in addition to the above holds, we now have our offset holds. So our offset hold will be with one hand on end and with one hand in the neutral position. This would be a normal offset carry. From here, or an offset hold. From here, I personally, because this is my right hand, if my right hand's on end, I like to call this a right-handed offset hold. But really, it's a call for you guys, and we have taken the lefts and rights out of it. But you have to make a decision. My decision, for me personally, is to call this right and then to call this a left offset when my left hand is on end. From there, we then look at shovel neutral. Shovel neutral would be with this grip or this hold here. I've got one hand, my palm is facing away from the body. This is an anatomically neutral position, therefore this is my shovel neutral hold. If I want to go reverse, I simply turn the hand around and now I'm looking at my shovel reverse hold. The hand is in the reverse position to anatomically neutral. We have our cylinder on end holds. It's a fairly simple one. It's one we use through both LMT 1 and 2. And we also have cylinder on tube. So with our hands around the tube itself, now that can still be placed on the floor or it can be picked up, but it's on the tube itself. We then have a shoulder carry. Shoulder carry, we're looking at a couple of options the way we hold the ViPR. We can either hold our fingers through and then place on the shoulder, or we can turn it around, and my personal preference is to go thumbs through and on the shoulder. We could even start to begin to take our hands into different positions on the ViPR. These are all acceptable shoulder carries. From there, we then look at an offset front carry. Our offset front carry, it's still up on the front of the chest like a front squat or any other front carry would be, but we're looking at one end long. So I'm holding through the one side of the two-handled side of the ViPR. So I'm in this for offset carry. And then from there, we also, with the offsets, going back to our first offset, we have our offset narrow. So offset narrow, one hand on end and now one hand in the narrow position on the two-handed side. From there, we then look at the one-handed carries, which are the same as above, and the only addition to that is having cylinder on tube. Now again, this can be picked up, or this can just be with our hands, with one hand on the tube of the ViPR. Okay, that would be considered a one-handed carry. Now, this isn't an exhaustive list. There are plenty of slight manipulations, tweaks and variations that it's up to you as the master community to try and find. It's up to our participants to try and find. We're not saying that this is it, but this is the start and a great basis for people to work from. So remember guys, we are simply here to help people learn more about ViPR. We're not telling them this is the only way it must be. We're allowing them to explore through our courses and hopefully come up with new ways for themselves and new ways for everyone around them, which will only further enhance the LMT experience for them. So I hope that helps for you guys. As I say, there are now changes in the LMT1 manuals, LMT2 manuals, in the PowerPoints, and also you now have a document which is our holds one sheet, which will have every single hold available on it, which is more useful for LMT2. I hope that was clear and I hope that was useful, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon.